Snips happen. I am here with a very special video. I am taking part in the Out with a Bang collaboration 2026 for the first time. I was invited by Mandy and Julie. Mandy from SunflowersAndDors and Julie from Julie's Papercrafts. They sent me over 2 amazing collections to work with. I have bits and pieces everywhere on my desk because I've been cutting pieces and getting ready for this collab. Because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go with my prompt, and I eventually settled on making my cover. But this is running from August 1st through the 31st of 2026. There's loads of fabulous creators. There's 31 days of ideas and of inspiration, freebies galore. Join the Facebook group. Everything for this will be in my description. All the channels for all the collaborators will be in my description. Even my co-host for today will be in my description. Her and that would be Sonia from Fraps and Scraps, and we're doing Rustic Elegance. I will also be back later in the month to do another video, but with all the housekeeping out of the way. Oh, and the hashtag is Out with a Bang 26, capital O, capital B, 26, no 20 in front of it, just 26. Because if you get confused, you'll end up in the wrong pool of people, and then you won't be able to see all the fabulous creators out there. And we don't want that, because we want you to see all the works that people do, because it is fabuloso. So what I thought I would do is, this is where my brain took me. Let me take this out of the way so I don't lose it. I've only printed it 4 times before this video. So yeah, that's floating around this monstrosity of a thing. So what I thought I would do is, I love this cover, right? And because I live in the US, nothing fits because these are A4 papers. But I make things work around here in Snip Studio. So I love this. It doesn't quite fit. I could have cut it to make this fit, but I said, I love these papers, right? These papers here, these bees. So I have the prompt Rustic Fabulous. No, Rustic Elegance. Rustic, Paper bag is rustic, right? And I got it from the Walmart, I'm not here to promote Walmart though. I'm here to promote SunflowersAndDors and Julie's Papercrafts and all the people behind me and all the people before me. So I thought, why not take that bee paper, right, and tear it up and use some of my stress oxide rusty hinge on the edges, right? And then we glue this down on this paper as like a tiled thing like this, you know, just turn it around, make it like a collage on here like this, like turn it so it's all covered. I probably have nowhere near enough of this done, so I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do with this, like this, right? So I'm going to go, this is how it's going to be. I'm going to go and I'm going to glue all this down on my front and my back. And then I'm going to come back, show you what this is like. And then we're going to work with this piece here. Because you don't need to see me rip paper and glue paper down and ink paper, because I'm sure you all know how to do that, right? And that's just boring. So I'm going to do all that fun stuff. And then I'm going to show you what the front and back looks like. And then we'll go on from there. I got my cover where it's all collaged with the bees all the way around, and this is the bee, I want to say it's the Bee Loved, and it's Mandy's kit, and it's page 10. These bees, it looks like this without it being all torn up. It's the B10. So there's that, and then there's this one that I want to put on this side, and then I want to put this on the back. And I did print bees on the back, but I ain't worried about that. So I'm going to grab out my cutter, and hopefully my phone cooperates and we can continue filming where I stay in frame, because yeah, it doesn't want to play fair today. So I'm just going to split it here right down the middle. I want to stay right in the middle of the hinge if I can. Looks like my printer was having a fit when I printed this and it has lines in it, but that's okay because yours won't have the lines, so you don't have to worry about that. And if I don't, do I really want to put that on the back? I don't know, I'm not sure yet, but we're going to put this on the front. But see how the bees give it a nice fun look, and that does kind of look good on the back. So when you close the journal like so, you would have that on the front like that. You would have that on the back, and that kind of looks pretty cool. But we ain't done there. We are not done there. So on top of that, I have, we don't need this piece of plastic because I ain't listening to that all afternoon. No sir, we are not. My husband, oh, I didn't even realize that this was different lengths. He bought me some really cool ribbon, or not ribbon, some really cool vintagey like lace here. I thought what we could do to make this more rustic, right, is that we could put that on there and leave it white, or it's not really white, it's cream. I could put that all the way around that frame and make it more fun. I think I might do that on the front. Let's pull out this whole piece here. Put this over here like so. Let's take our cover and put that over here for now. I probably won't put this around the back cover because you don't want to raise your back cover. I wouldn't anyways, but you could do that if you want. And I'm just going to use some Faber-Tacky here, Faber-Tacky, and frame it in. I'm at the end of my bottle, so you know I got to give it a little shaker-dooey. Don't land in my hair. I don't want glue in my hair, ma'am. Thanks. We don't need to have a craft meltdown here. No, sir, we do not. We're only trying to make a project here, not have a craft meltdown. While I'm gluing this down, I want to take a moment to thank Mandy and Julie both for inviting me along for this collab. I was honored to receive an email invite for this collab because they saw my work somewhere along the lines and they thought that I needed to be a part of this so that I could show you my work. So yes, thank you both for entrusting me to be a part of your collab. I was honored when I received your email asking me to come along for the ride and be here to support your collaboration and work with your kits and show my skills. It means the world to me that you thought of me and wanted me to be here to support you and all these wonderful other collaborators in this journey, because I love to work with new things and with new people. It's always a blast to meet new people along the way and to show what I can bring to the table. Sometimes it's not much other than silliness, that's for sure. But here in the studio, I love, you know, being the goofy one. That is for sure. I do like being goofy. But if you can't craft and be goofy at the same time, then what? Why are we crafting, right? Because crafting is supposed to be a way of helping you cope with different things in life, right? Most people turn to crafting when their anxiety is out of control, or if they're, you know, having a hard time. So if you can't turn on the YouTube and find somebody that's crafting and being silly to help with that moment. Not everybody can be serious when they're crafting. I know I can't. Definitely can't. Most of the time when I'm crafting, if I'm not filming, I got the tune box going and I'm crafting to some tunes and I'm dancing to some tunes, and it's a full-on party in here with myself. I don't know why I chose this pretty lace, but I just thought it would be very rustic to go with this. And I love these little bee characters here. The little bee friends. I just thought they were pretty cool. So I'm going to do that. And then my other thought behind this was, why not take, oh, we gotta pull this out a little bit because I want to be able to see those holes, right? Why not take some jute? Do I have my big needle here? Let me see. Sometimes I have my needles stashed in crazy places. Yeah, why not? Where do you keep your needles? Keep them wherever I can keep them. I thought, as another added little texture, mind you, I have glue everywhere, so this may not go according to plan, but we are going to try it. We are going to try it. Just because I said it, because I said we are going to try it. If it don't work, it don't work. But I am just using my needle, my big-eyed needle here, and going up the side of this lace that had these holes in it with the jute. And then what it's going to do, I'm hoping, is give us a little bit more texture. A little bit more. No, that one there has to, I don't want it to go over the picture. That we have to make sure we stay anchored at the bottom. That we have to make sure we do. So let's get ourselves anchored. Tara, come on. Get with the program here, woman. The glue on my fingers isn't helping either any. I can assure you that. Make sure when you do this that you take a moment to clean your fingers, because it will help. But I'm just being the old lazy crafter here and not taking a moment to clean her fingers before she went on to the next task. Because who has time to clean their fingers? I don't. And I think what I did here is I messed it up. I did mess it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out right there, because I know that's where it will sit. And I'm going to tuck that under there like that. And then I'm going to come back and go through this like this. Like weave it like so. And then when I don't want it to knot. This is the only thing I don't want it to do, is knot. So that's what we're trying to avoid, is the knottage. The knottage, yeah. Now, if you don't have jute and you only have baker's twine will work just fine. I just had some jute here on my desk, that's why I grabbed that. But baker's twine will work. If you had a pretty ribbon you wanted to use, you could use that. I have some like fancy ribbons. I could have used that, but I just wanted to go with the browns and stuff like the brown colors, because the brown colors go with what I'm trying to do with my cover. That's why I chose the jute. But you don't have to. You could use whatever you want to use. I'm just different, I guess. I'm just different. I always like to use what's on my desk, because I don't know about you. Are you one of those crafters that don't like, they take things out but don't like to put things away? Yeah, I'm one of those crafters, because that's why I have a Craft-A-Lanch in my office. Yeah. And then my husband looks at me today and he says, it looks like you're a little boxed in here. And I said, yeah, I'm a little boxed in. He says, maybe you should put some stuff away and then you wouldn't be so boxed in. I was like, yeah, maybe that is a solution. But am I going to do it? Probably not. Probably not. Because you know what? If you're crafting, who has time to clean up? I don't have time to clean up. Not me. I'd rather be crafting than cleaning. This is my thought. I don't know about anybody else, but that is my thought on the process. So I've made it here to the end with just one piece. So I'm at the end here. Then what I have to do now is, because I was the lazy man and didn't go back and fix that, is I have to go here and put this piece in, and I have to go back over here like so. And while I was going around this, I was like, huh, how could we fasten that off on the end that would make it look fancy? And my brain was a going, and this is what I came up with. I'm going to take here and I'm going to tie a knot like so, right here, like this, and then I'm going to tie a bow. And then I have extra jute here on the side, and I'm just going to bring this like so. I know my bows are not going to be identical when I do this, but what I thought would be pretty cool with it is that if I do that, it ties that piece off that's there, right? And then I don't know if I'll be able to do it with this little piece, but if I take these like this, right, and go like so, I can put a little bow in each corner. So each bow has a corner and they match. So it's not like there's just jute there and no corners. Because some of them, when you come around the corner, they didn't have like the fancy edging there. So I thought that that would make it where it was a little bit more cohesive. So there would be one that goes there like that. There's one there. I better put my needle back before it's in my foot, because I'll drop it on the floor and forget that I dropped it there, and then I will be having it in my foot. And then we have it like, then we'll have bows in each corner. And it's scary that I'm putting bows because I'm not a bow person, but I thought that that would make it a pretty cool addition to the cover. So let's get these bows on here without whacking myself with the glue. There we go. As I'm gluing these down, I'm going to remind you that my partner today is Sonia. I hope I said her name right. From Fraps and Scraps. I will leave her channel, a card up in the corner for you to just click on to go over, and I will also make sure that her channel is so that you just have to, you don't have to scroll all the way down to find her, that you can just click on it and go over and give her some support. And when you go over to see her, if you've seen me first and then saw her, let her know that you're here from you've seen her from me, just so that you know, she knows that I sent you over, because that would be greatly appreciated. We all love to support one another when we do these collabs. And then I think that looks really, really cute on my front cover. I don't know about you, but I am in love with my cover. So now I'm going to glue my cover down. Yep, I'm going to glue my cover down. My little rustic cover. I'm going to just put glue on the paper part of it, because I know that the paper part fits the journal. Probably the lace is a little bit off, like over the edge, but I am fine with that because I love when stuff hangs over on my journals. I've always been that way. I don't like small journals. I like chunky journals. The chunkier the better. I actually just created a journal that I call the Woolly Mammoth because it's huge. And I actually I parted with her. I am very surprised at myself that I actually parted with her, because I'm not one that likes to part with things, and I parted with her. I sent her to a new home, and I'm proud of myself because I did. Look at that cover. I am so proud of that cover. Look at, you guys are making me do things that I've never done before. I just gotta clip those back just a little bit because they're hanging a little over, a little too much for me, but that'll be okay. Oh, I got glue hands everywhere. All right, we have that. I am excited for that. And then, oh, I got stuff that's all cut out. So we're not done yet for this cover. No. We are not done for this cover. I have this stuff to put the signatures in too, but we're not going to do that today because I'm not feeling that you guys want to actually see me put them in there. These are freebies from this week. Yeah, these are freebies from this week. And I thought that we could pick one of these freebies, these little card things, and we could put one on the front cover. I just thought they would be fun to put on the front cover. I'm not sure which one I want to put on the front cover, but I thought we could put one on the front cover. Bloom or Flutter? Bloom or Flutter? We could put Flutter. I like Flutter. But I also love this Be Loved, but it's too big. Like, it really is too big. But I will put it somewhere in the journal when I do it. So we're going to do Flutter. We are going to put Flutter on there. Flutter. Yep. And then what I'm going to do with the Flutter, this is what I'm going to do with the Flutter. I'm going to take some cheesecloth. I'm going to take some cheesecloth. And I'm going to I have it like it's all clumped up right now, like this, and we're gonna put our cover on that because it's oozing everywhere and I don't want a mess of it. I'm hoping that I can do this without this making a mess either, but I'm sure it's going to. I'm just rubbing it in my rusty hinge with the dauber, but I'm sure it's going to be on me as soon as I take it out of here, because that's what happens. And then I want to take some of this, right, like so. Because this is how my brain sees things. And I want to take this and put this like so on there, like that. But Tara, we gotta, you know, straighten this out just a little bit because it looks a little on the cattywampus side here. Yeah. And then we're gonna put this flutter like right there, like that. How do we think? How we think that, friends? We like our cover? I'm in love with my cover. I put this cover off for so long, and I am in absolute love with it now. And I'm just using a little bit of my art glitter glue to put it on, and then we're gonna just, you know, yeah, there's a little bit too much of the well, what do you call it? I don't know what you would call it. I just said the word and I completely lost the word. It went from my mind. The cheesecloth, there it is. It came out. It just took a minute for it to get there. I don't want to use my dauber, so I'm just grunging this up just a little bit. Yep. There we go. And then I'm gonna, if I can reach them. If I can reach them, I can reach them. I'm going to just put some speckles on there. It shouldn't be on my desk, but you know. And then we're gonna put some speckles on this because why not grunge that up just a little too? There we go. And we're gonna put that right in there like a so. And oh, wait a minute. I just thought of something else. Because I saw it sitting down here. Sure did. And you know me, when I see something, I gotta investigate. Gotta investigate. These flowers did not come with this collection at all. But when I see bees, I think flowers. I don't know about you. And I'm not going to glue that down yet because I now have to go grab myself a little brad right here, because I'm going to put one of these flowers together, and I'm going to put one of these flowers on there. And one of these flowers came from Louisa Heinzel's like 11,000 flowers that she has. They're cutouts. And I think that one of these with dimension would look amazing right there. I just feel that it needs to be there. And it would have to have one of those in there too. That's what I'm feeling. So we're gonna make up one of those quick. And we're gonna put that in there. And we're just gonna use some of this white cheesecloth because it will break up the rusty hinge. And once we do that, put that in, we will actually we start from the top, Tara, not the bottom, the top. Get your act together, love. Get your act together. There we go. Now you're thinking. Now you're thinking. There we go. You got that piece. And now you need this piece. There you go. Now you just need a little piece of this. Now you got it. Now you got it. See? You just had to do a little thinking there, and then you get it right. You just have to think a little bit. It's been a few since I've put one of these together, that's why. And then I think that looks really cool right there. Just let's give it a little hairy cut. And then we could put it on there like that where it says flutter. Oh yes. I hope you guys can see what I can see, because that looks really pretty right there. And then I have, is that too much? I could put 3 of, or yes, I could put 3 of those right down that flutter. All right, we're gonna do that. So let's glue our flower in. Let's glue our flower in. Let's do that. Just get some glue. Come on, glue. Come on. There we go. Woo. Give us the glues. There we go. So the flower goes here, just like that. And then we're going to put glue on the back of this. And this goes in at a little bit of an angle because I want to tuck it under this flower. Just like, well, we got to be able to see the flutter. We want to tuck it under here just a little, like that. Move it just if we have to, like that. There we go. And then I want to use 3 of these, and we got to add a little bit of glue because we know how bling is. It doesn't like to stick. Bling likes to you know, do its thing when it wants to do its thing. So that would be a really cool cover. I will be putting my signatures in, and I will show you what I'm using for my signatures, because when I come back I'll have other stuff that's in the journal, because I have a lot of stuff that's ready, like I've done. So the signatures are from the heirloom sunflowers by Julie Crafts Designs, and I used her pages, and this is how I've done those. I've made an envelope, and then I put some of the kit pages from the cover that I did in here. Like, I've done some of the pieces and I put those in, but that's all I've done so far for the signatures. I just backed them like that, and I'm gonna have 2 signatures in here. Both signatures are identical, and then when this, I want this to dry, but when I flip it over, they're gonna go in like this, and then I'll put my pieces in. But that is my completed cover, and it's rustic elegance. I hope that I met the rustic part of it, and that you like my cover, and that I gave you some inspiration. And if you, again, thank you Mandy, thank you Julie for inviting me. I had a blast with this collab. I will be back again at the end of the month with another video, and if you go over and see Fraps and Scraps today, make sure you see all the collaborators before me, after me, in between. And most importantly, if you like what you see and you want to see more of what I have, be sure to like and subscribe, and have a fantastic day. Bye.